we'll talk about it later on We Got Your Mail, but let's move on to the second trending topic of the week. This comes in from, I think, was it Variety? Said Jamie Foxx will be playing the great boxer Mike Tyson in a new biopic limited series instead of a film. The series, titled simply Tyson, is not currently set up at a network or streaming service, but we'll no doubt find one quickly, given that the names attached to it already. Antoine Fuqua is on board to direct and executive produce via Fuqua Films, with Martin Scorsese also executive producing this limited series. I almost said movie again. I think at first it was set up to be a movie, and now it's a limited series. It doesn't have a home like on a Netflix or anything yet. Let's play the game. What do you think, Amaru? What do you think? Is it? And I'm sorry, I keep rolling the R. I'm sorry.
It's all good. You're supposed to roll the R, just not like continuously.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think my name has a D in it, and I'm like, no, it's an R.
Right.
And an accent over the U make you have to go Amaru very,
right.
very quickly.
But what do you think? If you were to guess, what streaming platform do you think this is going to land on?
I would say it's either going to be, my top thought would be Prime, just because they're doing really well with the limited series, like with small acts. Mm-hmm. Netflix might be the second choice, just because Netflix is kind of like the monster of everything. But I feel like Prime is probably the prime location for this type of limited series. All I know is that I've been waiting for this for a very long time. Anytime I hear about this, I just think about the not only the joke that Jamie Foxx did in his stand-up, impersonating Mike Tyson, but the equally hilarious story he tells in interviews where he was doing the impersonation and somebody was like, "Yo, Mike's in the audience," and then he's like, "Oh, I better not mess this up."
Yeah, he straightens up.
Both are equally funny, and I know you can laugh at him doing the impersonation, but you also know Jamie has the dramatic chops to really make this as an extremely interesting story. You saw how well Mike did with his one-man show. Mm-hmm. So taking that and putting it into fictionalized biopic territory, I think is going to be one of the most successful things to come out. I know a lot of people have been waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm there with you. It's probably the top two as well. Prime or Netflix would be my guess overall. I know Disney Plus probably isn't bidding too hard for it. But Dimitri, what do you think about this story about the director that's attached to it? And Jamie Foxx, do you know? Have you seen much of Jamie Foxx's stand up on this? I think if I remember correctly, I think he was like, it's gonna be ludicrous. It's ludicrous. If I remember correctly. Did you watch anything from the past on this?
Well, first things first. Like, I'm betting on Hulu. I think okay. I'm betting on Hulu, mostly because like Hulu takes the stuff that Disney doesn't want to take, right? Because it's all owned by Disney, so it's like the adult stuff. Like, okay, Hulu might bid on. I haven't seen too much of Jamie Foxx's. What's that?
I was saying Disney X instead of Disney Plus, but that's
I mean, essentially, right? That's Hulu's game. I haven't seen too much of Jamie Foxx's stand-up. I've seen a lot of his movies, right? Like, I'm more of a movie guy than a stand-up guy. Mm-hmm.
No, you seem like a pretty stand-up guy to me. You're
yeah,
cool.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I'm here all night, guys. I'm here all night.
At first I thought to myself, I was like, I don't know whether I buy Jamie Foxx's Mike Tyson, but then again, I mean, Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. Like, I didn't think of that. Like, nobody thinks of that until it happened, right? Right. Antoine Fuqua is a good director. Like, I was like, okay, like I know Training Day. But like I looked through his filmography and I was like, okay. I've seen like a lot of his movies. I didn't realize that, like, oh, okay. Yeah. That being said, I don't know how I feel about like Mike Tyson being like, he's the producer, right? Like, producer of his own like biographical series. I feel like it's gonna gloss over a lot of stuff, including Tyson's problematic past.
I'm not sure about that.
I would disagree on that too. He might be a producer, maybe mostly in name only, but I've heard that he's not he doesn't shy away from his problematic past as much as people would think.
Yeah,
Me personally, I would, because I'm sensitive. But Mike is pretty tough skinned about it. What do you think, Emily?
He doesn't at all. I don't know about the assault stuff, and like I said, I actually haven't seen the one man show, but looking at reviews of his one man show, he hits everything. All the darkness, all the light, all the good, all the bad, and just any interviews you see with Mike, he is extremely like, no, I was in dark places. This is where I went. This is what happened. I've never seen anything outside of like 100% truth from Mike. So if there's anybody I would say would probably not gloss over it, I think it would be Mike Tyson.
I can see, I can see it somewhere in the middle. Like maybe he would hit the heavy stuff hard, but I'm still curious about what was his ex-wife's name? Was it Robin Gibbons?
Robin Gibbons, yes.
I'm still curious on how the movie or the series is going to approach that. Especially with today's environment. I'm like, as much as I know he's proud that he's come from through the other side of like all of his darkness and what. Hey, look, if he can be friends with what was it, Evander Holyfield? Was that who he bit? If he can, if those two can work it out, and this is a different man from back when he was hanging with Pac, back in the 90s. So he's a different man. He's grown. He's a grown up, more mature man now. So maybe he will hit that topic hard, or maybe I don't know. That to me will tell me everything. I'm not afraid of any other topic, but I'm real curious on how they're gonna handle that specific
relationship.
For sure. Guys, question is, let us know what you guys think. What streaming platform do you think this is going to land on? What do you think about the whole thing about how Jamie Foxx playing the character? Is he? A lot of people think he's too old. How far are we going to go back? I mean, are they with Scorsese? Are they going to Benjamin Button Jamie Foxx? I think that's probably what's going to happen, and maybe we'll see more of the older version of Tyson than the younger. It's just my thoughts on it. But share yours, comment below, and maybe we'll talk about it some more on We Got Your Mail. So we have one final topic